They're coming to take your guns. Kamala's going to take all your shit.
Yeah, she's going to take my life before she's going to take my gun. Might be in that order, but that's the way it'll be.
Kamala and this administration hates Americans, and your post today was absolutely true.
It is.
I'm tired of talking about the problems. We'll talk about them if we have to at the end, but
that's fine.
This administration does not like Americans, and going back to Christina's post that she had up here,
yeah,
I think that maybe not. She's going maybe stretching it a little bit with saying they're man-made hurricanes. Okay, I don't think they're man-made hurricanes, but here's the deal: they're already talking about North Carolina that hurricane that moved through North Carolina and displaced a whole bunches of people, thousands upon thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
That they may not have voting ready to go for those people, and it's going to affect mainly Trump voters. The areas that were hit are going to be mainly Trump voters that are affected by it, and they're not going to be able to get out and vote. I mean, that's a fucking travesty, and that's, again, rigging an election. They should be able to do something where these people can go wherever the hell they want to go and vote. As long as they have an ID showing that they are a registered voter, they should be able to go vote somewhere. Now, another hurricane is going to hit, and you watch. It's going to drill in Florida, and it's going to drill Trump country, and they're going to come up with an excuse why these people can't vote.
Yeah. And I wouldn't put it, you're saying you think that it's a stretch with a man-made hurricane. I don't at all. They've had that HARP technology forever.
What's HARP technology?
That's the technology for creating weather patterns, for changing the weather patterns.
But I thought
it's HAARP, HARP.
But I thought that it was us buying SUVs that was changing the weather.
Well, that's the political spin, but the reality is they have the technology to do this shit. You're gonna tell me that we have the technology to do all this other shit, do fucking video chats halfway around the world without any lag, but we can't figure out how to make clouds form? Fuck out of here with this shit. Of course they can do that.
Magic Johnson told me to vote for Kamala. More like Tragic Johnson.
Yeah, him and his tranny fucking son.
I just don't get these people that actually fall for the bullshit of a celebrity telling you who to vote for, and then you're going to go do it. This fucking bitch, I'm sorry. That's so wrong.
You're right.
Kamala is going out and doing these softball fucking interviews. She was on Oprah. Now she's going to be on The View. And what else did I say?
Howard Stern.
Oh, that's right. The great Howard Stern. The one and only Howard Stern, whose fucking show has been more pathetic than this show for the past 10 years now since he went to Sirius. I mean, the guy lost all of his identity when for what people actually liked of him. The show is worthless to listen to. If you pay for it, you're a fool. I mean, I listened to Good Howard on YouTube the other day, and it was really, really good. And I miss that guy, and he's one of the things that inspired me to go into radio. And now he is so bad. It's ridiculous.
Why don't we watch a little bit of the guy that's going to be interviewing Kamala tomorrow?
Come on. No, Kamala's going to be on Howard, right? Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
this guy.
Can't be him.
Wrote everything I'm going to say here tonight, so it's all right. Ain't that right, you smelly nigga?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigga. I got some more jokes for your New Year's Eve party there.
You're not tired of this.
And don't be racially offended, because Whoopi done wrote them for me, okay? Here we go.
Go ahead.
Black hole.
Black hole.
You're going to love this. Tell her that. What do I loves most about the Whoopi? Yeah.
Such a great timing.
Hey, Robin, what does you call a black rocket scientist?
I don't know,
A
Ted.
nigga. Whoopi wrote it. Whoopi wrote it. Hey, did you happen to notice this?
No, what
this
is that?
This here's my mother, Mama Dancing. Why, she done work in blackface, too.
She must be very proud.
Yeah.
Now I know you really love me, Ted. You the man.
I tell you, you the man. What done happened to Sherman's career? It's really over the end. I want you to give us a kiss, you smelly coghead coon. I love
May I say something here?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can say whatever you want, you smelly nigga. Oh! Whoopi wrote that.
That's it, Ted. You didn't know I was going to say that. Whoopi had no chance to write it. I don't accept that kind of language. You can call her whatever you want, but you don't talk to me that way or I'll leave.
Well, don't let the door hit you on your big black ass, mama, on the way out of here. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Now, Whoopi, you is a filthy nigga.
I didn't.
That's who's going to be interviewing Kamala tomorrow.
Wow, dude. I know he was playing the Ted Danson, whatever it was. I mean, And the left loves him now.
Yeah, they love him.
They hate Donald Trump, who they were all about back in the day, and now they love Howard Stern, who did that.
Who did that?
I guarantee you could not find a video of Trump doing that.
No.
He may say, grab you by the pussy.
Yeah.
But
I'm not
he
even going to say
certainly
that
didn't
bit
do that.
wasn't funny. That bit is funny, but now he's interviewing Kamala Harris in a presidential interview. Fuck out of here with this shit. It's a clown show.
I wish somebody would like have that video playing in the background while they somehow take over him, like play that video of her of him doing that and show it to Kamala. I wonder if Kamala's seen that video.
Of course she's seen it. You think that they don't know that this exists?
I mean, they're obviously ignoring it. Why wouldn't they say something?
Well, they try to hide it, but people keep putting it back up on YouTube or on X or whatever.
Why wouldn't they say we forgive Howard for doing something like that?
Because they won't. Because they won't. Because then they got to answer for why are you guys whining about the grabbing by the pussy thing?
It's shocking to me that the people on the left. I wish Matthew was here. Where the hell is Matthew? Our
probably watching the Indians.
Well, listener. Wow, our faithful left listener. Not listening today.
Yeah, the one day we could use them.
I wish they would explain why Trump is so bad, but she can go on Howard Stern, of all people, who now is the golden child of the left.
Yeah. And that's how he portrayed black people in the past. Whether he's doing a goof or a joke or whatever, that was his impression of black people in the past.
And I remember, it got a lot. I don't know if it got worse than that, but it was, just as bad when he would do all those things. He had
that Mama Llama Booga Day thing.
And all that kind of, all kind of stuff that was racist and horrible.
Of course.
Everybody loved it, and everybody was willing to laugh about it, but now you can't laugh about that kind of stuff. Now you say, grab her by the pussy and forget about it. Mm-hmm. How about Kamala Harris, the vice president, actually the person running the country currently, went on a sex podcast.
Yeah.
That's what she did, a sex podcast.
Curious, like you don't do.
Sorry.
Call Her Daddy is the name of the podcast. I've never heard of this thing before.
The Call Her Daddy show.
Today. Now, have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What does she do?
She talks about pop culture and modern society and whatever, but it's kind of a sex show. She talks a lot about sucking dick. She talks a lot about fucking, relationships, etc., but graphically.
That's what I read today. It's a mainly sex-oriented show.
Yeah, it is. It is. But Kamala's, how'd she get her position? By sucking Willie Brown's dick.
I guess, yes.
So this is not a stretch for her.
No.
All right, you want to see some of this?
Let's see some of this.
All right, here we go.
Curious, like you don't do too many long form interviews. What made you want to do Call Her Daddy today?
Well, I think you and your listeners have really got this thing right, which is one of the best ways to communicate with people is to be real, and to talk about the things that people really care about. What I love about what you do is that your voice and your show is really about your listeners.
She's never listened to a full episode of this fucking show ever.
She's never listened to 10 minutes of this show. I guarantee you she had some intern that works for her said, hey, I know this really great podcast. You should go on and check it out.
Or more to the point, they looked at it and said, this podcast does 3 million viewers an episode.
Well, I'm sure that's all they did.
That's all they did.
I want to email her people and ask if she'll come on this show.
There you go. Why not? All right, here's more.
And I think especially now, this is a moment in the country and in life where people really want to know they're seen and heard and that they're part of a community, that they're not out there alone. And
where are they getting this fucking narrative from? I'm going to stop here. Yeah. This is the biggest lie she's perpetrating of all the lies she's telling. And I saw it over the weekend with her commercials about bringing everybody together as one and helping everybody together and all her shit. Where is this narrative coming from? Anytime Trump shows up anywhere, 100,000 fucking people show up for it. Half of them having to be turned away because there's no room for them. If anybody has created a community, it is Donald Trump. And I'm not a Trump guy. No one shows up for this bitch. So let's be honest, there's nobody wants to be in her community. Show me a packed, show me 50,000 people at anything that she's shown up to since she said she was going to be the president.
Other than the AI videos in front of an airplane and with
Yes,
disfigured and cell phones that aren't on and all that kind of stuff. Other than that crap, show me something where people have shown up. She couldn't sell out a high school gym.
dude, they had to have people. They had to have designated sitters at the fucking Democratic National Convention. They didn't have enough people to fill those seats.
Sad part, I think she's gonna win.
She ain't winning.
She's gonna win, man.
She's not winning.
I think this country has lost its way. I think, and I mean, look, they're lying and cheating. It's so bad what they're doing. This issue 1 that's going on here in Cleveland.
Well, that's different than the presidential thing, but go
I understand,
ahead.
but what my point is, it's very confusing, this issue 1. And, I've sat there and, listened to Bob talk about it, Bob France, 1420, 9 o'clock in the morning every day for a month now, talking about vote no on issue 1, vote no on issue 1, vote no on issue 1. So I'm going to bed last night. I have the Steelers game on.
Yeah.
I think it was on Max or one of those things. Peacock. It was on Peacock. And so I was watching on Peacock, laying down, watching some TV, and I see a commercial for issue 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's running down all these things that are why you should vote no on issue 1. Saying public, the politicians are cheaters, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Gerrymandering, this, that, and the other thing. All this stuff that I know because I've done the research with Bob. We have all the facts. We talk to politicians, everything else. Vote no on issue 1. And at the end of it, it goes, make sure you vote yes on issue 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're lying to your face.
Mm-hmm. They're depending on your stupidity. That's what they're depending.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. All they are doing is relying on you to be dumb, uninformed, and stupid. Yeah. And that's what she is doing. That's what all these celebrities are doing. They're relying on you to be a dumb TV watching, movie going, sports watching asshole that doesn't do any research, that doesn't pay attention to anything, and you're going to vote because they tell you to vote for somebody.
Well, and I'm not saying that any of what you just said is not true, but the other flip side to that is people, no matter how dumb they are, and there are some real fucking dummies out there, they know how bad it is right now. They know the basics of bad, and no matter what lie these Democratic fuckwads tell, there is no way they can hide that groceries are 3 to 4 times what they used to be. And gas is $2 more a gallon than it was when Trump was in. And everything costs so much fucking more. And I know that's not enough to sway some of these fucking selfish cocksuckers, but for the rest of them, they just want, dude, most people are not me and you that pay attention to this. Most people want to be left the fuck alone. They want to just be able to live their life in peace. They don't want to hear Bernie Moreno this and fucking Sherrod Brown that and Kamala this and Trump that. They don't want to hear any of it. They just want to go to the grocery store, drop $150, have 2 weeks of groceries and be happy.
Look, I went to the grocery store just the other day. I got Diet Coke was on sale. It was like 3 6-pack bottles for $12. Something
Okay.
Like then we bought cat food, dog food. Then I got some lunch meat. Lunch meat that's only going to last me 2 days.
Sure.
For lunches to take to work with me. Some granola bars, some just little menial things like that. Mm-hmm. We couldn't have had more than 15 items all together. And we walked out of there for $63. And there was not one meal that was in there that we could make for dinner. Not one meal. There wasn't a meal other than a couple of things for lunches for me to take to work with me. And it was $63. For $63 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, forget about it.
You have half
I
a
could
cart
walk
of food.
out of there with a half a cart of food. Even then, I was sitting there going, oh my God, I'm spending $63. But I had like a week's worth of food to make.
Mm-hmm. Dude, me and my son lives with me, and before Biden, we would spend, and it was regular because I always do it online. I'm not the person that goes to the grocery store. I haven't been in a grocery store in at least 10 years. So I always do it online. I always shop it with Walmart. I do the Walmart grocery. pretty much just hit repeat order every 2 weeks. One or two things changes, but for the most part, it's just repeat order. Same shit every couple of weeks. Before Biden got elected, every single month or every 2 weeks, it was between $150 and $170. That would get us 2 weeks of groceries. Now, I just did it over the weekend, $275. Same groceries, same exact shit. No change. $275.
But
that screams to most people louder than this dumb cunt on our screen saying, well, we got to build a community and we got to hug each other and sing Kumbaya while my counterparts fuck you in the ass and make your gas $17 a gallon.
all right, I want to get back to this conversation. I want to hear the rest of her, and then I want you to pull up another video if you don't mind.
No, I don't care. There's only like 5 seconds left of this. So
All right.
let's see. There we go.
And so I'm really glad to be with you.
Let's see. That's it.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Bob France did one of his rants.
Okay.
I think and it should be on his Facebook page. But this is what I'm talking about. I don't think that you're correct. And we talked to Jim Jordan this morning, and he says the same thing, Congressman Jim Jordan. And he says the same thing that he always says. He says, look, people know what's going on. People aren't stupid. People are going to, they know that change needs to happen here and that, things are bad and they see the lies and this, and I'm not sure that they do. And Bob did a little rant on an experience that he had at a Walmart. It should be like a video.
Is this that fly your flag high or whatever? Trump supporters be not afraid.
Is he wearing like a
Trump shirt?
Yeah.
Present share. Fuck book.
Are you afraid to wear your Trump gear in public because you're afraid of being branded? Are you afraid to wear your red hat because you don't want somebody to call you a bigot or a racist or a homophobe or a whatever it is that the left calls us? We need to invite conversation. My hope when I wear this shirt out, my hope when I wear my Trump hat out, I don't have the Trump hat on today, I have a flag hat on. What I hope for is the questions from the people who hate him. I want them to say, why do you like that? Why do you like him? Why are you wearing that? I want them to call me something so we can have a conversation and I can educate people about it. That's what we need to do. I want that conversation, and I want you to want that conversation. That's how we convince people. And moreover, that's how we encourage other people.
I could not disagree with Bob any more than I do on this point.
Well,
and I'm going to tell you why. And you could tell me I'm wrong, and Bob could tell me that I'm wrong, and that's fine. It's not that I don't like Bob, obviously. But the people that he wants to have the conversation with do not want to listen, will not fucking consider facts, and will never, ever agree to logic.
And
They'll never agree to it.
I think it's this video where he tells a story about somebody that he met at Walmart.
All right.
While he was wearing a shirt. But if not, I'll tell it.
Okay, let's finish it up. Here we go.
People like to know that they're in good company. People don't want to think that they're the only one. They don't want people to think they're the only one on the street that supports Trump. So maybe they don't want to put a Trump sign in their yard. They don't want people in the stores or in the places that they go to think that they're an oddball because they support Trump. Because all of the media tells everybody how horrible Trump and Trump supporters are, how deplorable they are. We got to stop hiding in the shadows. Wear it proudly. Wear it where people will see it. Invite the conversations, and then win the conversations with facts and logic and civility and peace. That's what it's all about. I want you to decide. Are you willing to try to encourage other people, or are you going to hide in the shadows and cast your vote secretly and not tell anybody that you're a Trump voter? I say fly that flag. Fly it proudly. Fly the MAGA flag. Fly the America First flag. Fly the American flag. We are the ones who are on the side of righteousness. I will never apologize for that. Let other people know they are in good company. Let's do this together. Let's do it loudly. Let's do it proudly.
All right. He went into a Walmart the other day and he was checking out, and some lady in front of him was eyeing him the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And, finally she got her shit and was getting ready to leave and turns around and says, "Why are you wearing that shirt?" And he said, "Because I think with my head, not with vibes." And I'm with Bob on what he said as far as wearing the shit out and doing what you want to do. At first, I was against it. I was kind of like, look, I don't want to get like my ass kicked or something like that because I'm wearing a Trump hat. I don't want to start getting a problem or anything. I have a problem in the store because I'm wearing a shirt that says Trump Vance or whatever. And so I'm more than happy just to kind of just go cast my vote and everything else. But you know what? I think he's right. I think you need to start waving our flags. I think we need to start swinging our dicks around the way that they do.
Well, I agree with that.
I'm sick and tired of sitting there trying to be quiet about being a Trump fan because I'm afraid that somebody's going to get mad at me in line. Go fuck yourself if you're going to get mad at me. I don't care anymore. I ordered a shirt today because I don't care anymore.
He ain't wrong.
He's not wrong. You can't have a talk. Yeah, I totally agree. You can't because somebody will harass you and yell at you.
But I've had that situation. I have a flag shirt that's like kind of like the shirt you're wearing right now. It's like a tattered flag type of a shirt.
Yeah.
And I wear it out, and I've had people say, like, look at me funny. And here's the difference. Where Bob would be like, do you want to have a conversation? I'm not that civil. I don't want to try. I personally don't feel a need to justify myself. If somebody wants to say something to me, I'm like, bring it on, motherfucker, and I will knock your fucking Kamala wearing teeth into your fucking face. Because I'm done being harassed by these fuckwads. I'm done trying to convince people of my views. My views don't align with half of this audience in some things. But I'm not going to sit here and say, well, let's have a conversation about why abortion should be or shouldn't be. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell anybody that says that my opinion is wrong, go fuck yourself. I'm going to buy a fucking pack of hangers and find me a fucking 20-year-old to fucking scramble up.
That's awful.
I don't care.
But see, there's a difference, though, Chris. Like when we talk about topics on the show, it's because it's a show and it's supposed to be talked about, and we're supposed to have a conversation, and you're allowed to have your opinion. I'm allowed to have mine. And so we can discuss or argue whatever an opinion because it's on a show. When it's in a grocery store, then it's a different thing.
No, it's not. Well, not to me, it's not.
And when it comes to being civil, I think that
you've seen me out in public. Do I change?
No, you don't.
You're am this guy all the time.
You are different, though, than a lot of people. And you don't.
True.
Honestly, you don't go out in public a lot.
True, too.
So, I mean, you're a rare breed. Most people aren't capable of handling themselves in such a way that if they're wearing a simple political shirt like a Trump t-shirt saying who they support in this coming election, and they are not capable of handling a situation when they get harassed or threatened or possibly physically beaten for wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
So I think that there are a lot of people that are scared of doing it. I think, I sit there and I get really mad because, and believe me, I'm not stupid. I drive through Parma a lot for the other job that I do, one of the many that I do, and there's a lot of Harris wall signs in Parma, man, a lot. And, I was sitting there thinking, why is that? Why are there so many Harris fucking wall signs in Parma? Well, because half the Ukrainian population that has moved to the country live in fucking Parma.
Right.
And so, I'm sure that we've lost listeners. I know probably Bob has, and a lot of people have.
Sure. For
saying that, quit sending money to Ukraine. We have people here that are dying because of a hurricane here in America that could use some of that money. And they don't like it. But I guarantee those Ukraine people that are all settled in Parma want Harrison Walls in there because they want that money to keep going to their country.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure. But I pass those signs and I go, where are the fucking Trump signs? And then I realize that a lot of people that are Trump supporters are afraid to say it because the left is so vocal in their hatred towards you being a Trump supporter, towards me being a Trump supporter, that they are so vocal they'll break your fucking windows. They'll deface your car. They will beat you up in public if you're wearing a fucking shirt or carrying a sign. And so I think a lot of people don't put signs in their yards because they don't want their house to be broken into or whatever.
You're right. You're
and
absolutely
people are
right.
afraid. And I don't think that we should be afraid anymore.
Well, hold on. The reason you're afraid is because it's a valid fear. It's not.
Yes.
It's not an invalid fear. If you do put Trump signage on your house, the odds are good that it's going to be vandalized.
So
It's not a, well, let's do it and instead of tearing my sign down, sir, let's have a nice conversation. That sounds like the same bullshit they were trying to say about getting rid of the cops. Well, we'll replace them with fucking guidance counselors and we'll have a nice conversation about why you shot that fucking bank teller.
So I think now that it's time, though, that us as conservatives, Trump supporters or not, again, I am not a giant Trump-only supporter. I'm just not. But I am a conservative agenda supporter.
I agree.
The other direction, I think we've lost our republic as we know it.
Here's where I think you don't go far enough, though. I think it's time that conservatives toughen the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying.
But toughening up isn't having a conversation. If somebody approaches you and says, hey, what are you fucking doing? You punch them in the fucking mouth. Give them a punch in the fucking mouth and say, don't come up into my fucking space. Don't do it.
That's where I've finally gotten to the point of being, is I think that us as whatever you want to call yourself, a Trump supporter, or a conservative, or a person that just is tired of the progressive, woke, insane movement that's going on in this country, that it's time that we fucking stand up and say, look, I'm standing here. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to wear this fucking t-shirt, and you're going to have to take it off my dead fucking body before I'm going to take it off.
I agree. Totally
I'm
agree.
going to fly my flag. I'm going to fly my Trump flag. I'm going to put bumper stickers on my car. I'm going to stand guard. And you better not try the wrong guy, because some of us Republicans are packing.
Yeah,
and they're going to have a real problem.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's not what Bob said. Bob said, put it on and have a nice conversation. There ain't no nice conversation to have with these cocksuckers. There's not. There's not a conversation to be had. There's no listening. There's no facts are dismissed as racism. No matter what you present, it's dismissed as racist, bigot, homophobic. There's always an ick or an ist attached to anything that you try to do to be rational. So it's time to stop being rational.
We will be labeled, abused, and discriminated against. They will come after you. I saw a guy in Paynesville, big giant eagle with a t-shirt, Trump that hoe. Well, what I'm saying is you have to be prepared now. Let's start being prepared for that fight.
Yeah. Look, there's a reason that I carry everywhere I go. Because I don't trust that fucking side of the aisle. And I'm not even a full-blown conservative.
Right.
I'm an issue guy. That being said, if somebody comes up on me because they ain't sure, they're going to catch a fucking mouthful of lead. Whether it's me pistol whipping them or shooting them. Fuck them.
There's a guy on Broadview Road, right by kind of close to Pleasant Valley Road. And he's got a nice big front yard, and he has a giant sign. And it says honk for Trump. And like, as you drive by. And I swear to God, every time that I pass it, I must pass it at night maybe 4 or 5 times, and I'm laying on my fucking horn every time I pass that house. And I don't care anymore if the people in the car next to me are looking at me like I'm a dick, because what are you going to do? I'm sick and tired of it. I decided, and it's mainly happened since I got, I'm sad that it happened now with this leg, but when I lost the leg and I'm now doing my thing, I don't want to be walked on anymore. I don't want to be walked on in my life anymore. Not in politics and not in any other way. And I'm going to start standing up for myself. I'm going to start. I want to be the Chris my life. and nobody's going to tell me any different anymore.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do it, whether you like it or not. I'm going to honk every time I pass that guy's house, and I'm going to get my Trump hat, my Trump shirt. I'm going to wear it wherever the hell I go. I might not even wash it. I might wear it for the next fucking month and go outside.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm the way I am because I've always been this way. I've always been anti-authority, I guess. And I'm used to this. I'm used to being called, especially even with the CMS. I have been called for 15 years a racist, a homophobe, a blah, 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 pickanist, because I give my real thoughts. And I don't care. I'll never care what some other fucking person thinks. Because they're not part of my thought process. There's no person in my life that is part of my thought process. My whole family thinks opposite of what I do politically. Everybody in my life thinks different politically than I do. And I don't change an ounce, not 1 ounce. And that's for mother, father, or late father, my brother, his kids, any of them. They're all different. They're different politically. And I'm not changing 1 ounce because they are. To fit in, to have a comfortable Thanksgiving or whatever. Fuck that. I'll sit home and eat a turkey fucking sandwich.
Like, I have family members and, that are voting for Kamala. I don't understand it. But they won't even let me have a conversation with them. As soon as I start to have a conversation about why are you doing this and why are you betraying your country, they shut me down and they don't want to hear about it. They just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I get it, and I guess that's fine because it's better to be civil than not. But
is it?
Look, I mean, if the choices are sitting there and having an argument with something that you're not going to win, I'm not going to win the argument.
Well, hold on. Stop there. Then why would you go for I'm going to wear the t-shirt and I'm going to wear the hat? It's going to cause the argument that you're not going to win, so you're not going to fight.
Look, but again, certain battles are meant to be fought and certain battles aren't. What am I going to do? Sit there and fight with family members and not have a family over it? I mean, I'm willing to, piss off the guy standing next to me trying eagle. That's fine. I'm willing to piss off my family members, but if they don't want to do it, I'm not going to push the issue just to fight. I'll fight all day long on Facebook. I'll fight all day long in the middle of a parking lot somewhere with some dick that wants to yell at me about supporting Trump. But I'm not going to lose a battle over family that I'm going to have for the rest of my life over politics. I mean,
well, I agree with that.
I hope that I win. I hope that our side wins.
I do too. And I think I've said this on this show. If not, I know I've said it to you personally. My mom gives me and especially my one niece rules about fucking Thanksgiving because we will fight over politics because she's like a hardcore super lefty and I'm not, and I will not cave to that. I can't be quiet to it. I can't just sit there and have people say stupid things and just go, hey, that's right, pass the corned beef. I can't do that. I've never had that quality about me. And I don't think you have that quality about you either. If you were having a Thanksgiving meal and somebody said something to the effect of, you know what? Trump is a super racist and he raped 33 women. You wouldn't just sit there and go, pass the rolls, please.
No. Then it would be on.
That's what I'm saying.
But if there's no conversation, I'm not going to bring it up to just.
Well, yeah, I don't bring up politics to any of it to my mom because I just know that they're not going to listen anyway. My mom has been mesmerized, hypnotized, whatever, by all this Kamala community shit, and quite honestly, by her straight up TDS. She has TDS so bad that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they propped up against him.
I think that's the majority of the anti.
Well, it is.
Majority of the people voting for Kamala are not because they're pro Kamala and pro her policies, because they don't know her policies. They're just anti-Trump. They're just TDS people.
If DeSantis or Vivek was running, this would be a runaway election.
Right. Oh, absolutely would. Look, my daughter's a great kid, and she does not like talking politics at all.
Sure.
And it's not, I don't know. I didn't even ask her who she supports or what she thinks because she's not even old enough to vote, so I'm not worried about it.
So it doesn't matter.
So, sometimes my wife and I start talking politics, I'm like, wait, let's just wait until she's not in the car. Because there's no need to start that argument. There's no need to sit there and talk about something that she doesn't want to talk about. And so I think that's where I've come down on family, because I do have certain family members that are they have TDS, they're not going to get over it. And so why destroy a family relationship over it?
Yeah.
But I will fight you to the death in a parking lot if you're going to call me out of my t-shirt or my hat or call me stupid.
Right. I'll answer that one if you don't.
Ever ask Seth? I support your right to your position. Why can't you be tolerant and support mine? I don't ask that because they can't.
Well, and their answer is you can't be tolerant of a tyrant.
Right.
That's the answer that they all fucking throw out there. They've been so brainwashed by these cocksuckers in the media that have been telling them forever that Trump is Hitler, that they equate it to trying to be nice to Hitler.
Look,
that's what they equate. They equate anybody that believes conservative values to being for gassing 6 billion Jews or 6 million Jews.
Correct. I don't think. Why did somebody call me on my phone? I don't sit here and call Kamala Harris a Marxist communist because I just want to make up titles and call her a Marxist communist. I call her a Marxist communist because of the family that she grew up in and her practices throughout her entire career. The people that she was surrounded with her entire career up until now. And her pick for vice president. I call her a Marxist communist because she actually is one. Because her policies are. Not because I just want to say something horrible. Trump has never given you one reason to think that he is a Nazi or Hitler. He hasn't done anything like that. People say he's anti-gay. He's never been anti-gay. People say he's racist. He's won awards from the NAACP.
They just regurgitate the shit that comes out on the TV.
That's it.
I mean, look at this whole, well, if Trump gets in, we'll never have elections again, and this and that. All these things they keep saying that if Trump gets in. Well, Trump was in.
Right.
And he didn't do any of the things that you're saying.
After he was attacked and persecuted. After he was impeached twice. I mean, after this guy was accused of some of the horrific things.
Yeah.
And like all these felony counts of whatever that were just made up bullshit. And, forget it. He was president and nothing happened to the country. We still moved on.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places to experience the Seth Williams Show, but if you want all the content, you need to join us on Minds. Get all the live episodes of the show every Monday and Wednesday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Get the special bonus footage every Wednesday from 5:30 to 6 p.m. Get bonus content from Seth and Chris as it's produced. It's only $4.99 per month, so don't wait. Sign up today. Visit us at www.minds.com/Seth Williams Show.